Everybody, welcome to the vlog. We are at the park right now. It's spring break, so I think I said in the last vlog, I have 2 office days a week that I have like actual hours, and the rest of the week is just like as needed / work from home. So but still it's a church, so Wednesday night we're there, and that takes, you know, hours. I mean, there's just a lot that does go into it just as a family. So this week we actually take spring break with the school, and we don't have Wednesday night, and we actually don't have office hours. We have staff meeting, but other than that, we just do everything from home this week. So we've decided to do some fun things, because usually we kind of have to be close to home. You know, it's like we can do some stuff, but we kind of have to be ready if we're needed to come in, or doing things from home, or, you know, even a lot of the time our weekends, Saturdays, are spent editing stuff or doing the sermon for the next day or whatever, like editing stuff for it. So it's just kind of like, you know, hard to get out a lot when you have the kind of job that we have. So we're trying to take this week to really just go out and do some things and not think about anything else. So we're at the park, and it's a park about 30 minutes from us that is really a nice park. We have a park in our town as well that it's actually, we like it a lot, especially the kids our kids' age is great. But this one is just a lot bigger, and there's just a little nice place to walk, and they have like really updated stuff. So we just come here with both boys, and I'm gonna kind of just play around and do all of that. And I think afterwards we do a little thrifting for just a few minutes. An airplane, yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, it's gonna be a good day. Got an Alani here, stopped at the gas station and got an Alani on the way, and gonna get out. It's about 60 something degrees right now and sunny. It's gonna be a high of like 80 today, they said, so it's gonna be a nice day. He just wants to do it too. Good job, Zai, you're getting it. You can do it. Watch Laz. Laz is trying to do it. Come on, Laz, go to the next one.
Then pull-ups.
Man, give him one of his looks. Oh, he's exercising. Can you do that, Zai? Can you do pull-ups? Oh yeah, there you go. Good job.
Hey, look at this. Why did you do it to me?
Well, don't do it to him. Okay, this has been the highlight of the whole park, because there's ducks and turtles over here. They're thrilled about that. Laz, did you see turtle?
Yeah, just look right here, and they keep sticking their head up out.
I see one.
Right there. Oh, it went back down. Oh,
keep looking over there. It's just a little head that comes up. Over there, Zai, for a little bit further out. There's one.
There's another one. There's 3 sticking their head up. You see
I
it?
can see it.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Look at that side.
Yeah, we can go to the side next. Look at the ducks are over there.
Oh, I can see one right there and one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? Did you see one jump in?
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah,
Turtles.
They're probably all gonna jump in when we get closer. Look.
You see the turtles?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one went in. There we go, yep.
They all went in.
Lazzy, did you see the ducks? Oh my goodness, he loves the ducks and the turtles. Uh-oh, one jumped in and he said, uh-oh. His hair. What do you think? Hi, ducks, hi.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, somebody's car. That's a nice duck, isn't it? Hi.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay, we had fun at the park. We were hanging out there for a little while. It's a really nice park. I have like the water and the ducks and all that, and the boys love that. So. And an airplane. They had an airplane too. Yeah. And so now we're at Goodwill. I'm gonna do a little thrifting for a few minutes. We don't have a lot of thrift stores in our area.
I almost bought a dog with us.
Yeah. There was a little girl at the park that was like following us around, and she was with her grandpa, and I think he couldn't really like push her a lot on the swings and stuff. She was 7, so she was having Manny push her the whole time and stuff like that. But anyway, then we end up leaving, coming to Goodwill, and gonna just do a little thrifting. We don't have like a lot of like local thrift stores or whatever in this area. Next time I go to Dallas though, I need to do some thrifting there because I know that would be good. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna run in here just for a few minutes and then maybe get us a little something to eat or a little snack or something after, and then head home. Okay guys, hello. So we just went to the ENT. Zion had an appointment this morning for his ear that, I think I said, we've had like off and on issues with this ear before, but nothing really like alarming. It was always just like if he'd get a cold, that ear might hurt, but that happens to be what my mom has. Ears like that where like they just kind of will get, anytime she gets a cold or allergies or whatever, her ears are plugging, and they're, you know, she's had some ear infections, and so I didn't really think much of it. But then recently it's been like really severe what he says plugging. It hasn't been painful, but just plugging up. And so again, not needing like medication or anything like pain meds. He's really tough, so I was number one kind of concerned that maybe there was pain and he just wasn't saying it, but he's a very good communicator and he always says it doesn't hurt, just plugging up. So we went in today to the ENT. I kind of already had an idea what they were going to say, to be honest, because there's not really that many options. I knew he wasn't making it up because you can just tell that it does bother him. It's like more annoying. And they did a test on his ear, and it did show that basically he's got a lot of fluid behind that eardrum. She said like probably like almost max capacity, basically, like it's pretty much full is what she thinks. Obviously they've not gone in there, but just from the test it's kind of indicating that it's like full of fluid. I knew what she was going to say, that they would want to put a tube in that ear, and to be honest, I kind of wanted to avoid doing that, just because it's a procedure and I don't love the idea of that. I think he'd be fine, just like for his own, like, you know, fear and stuff like that. I didn't want it to be like a hard thing for him. But anyway, she kind of told us that was an option, or we've done nasal spray for him before. Our regular doctor gave us nasal spray a couple months ago for the same issue to kind of help clear that out. She said that is the appropriate action to take. That's the appropriate medication. And basically it's all they can give at his age. Like they don't like to give other things that they would give to an adult to kind of clear that out. So it's really the only option medication wise. And so she said you can do nasal spray again and just see if maybe this will help, or you could do the tubes. And she kind of wasn't saying this, but making it sound like she kind of might have thought that the nasal spray wouldn't really work. And so I just kind of asked, like, okay, I kind of feel like you're saying that we could do nasal spray and it could work, but it's probably not going to, and either way we're probably still going to need the tube. And she was basically like, yeah, that's kind of what I think, just because there's so much fluid in there, but there's no right or wrong. Like, it would be totally appropriate to just try the nasal spray for a while, which I appreciated her not just saying like we need to put a tube in this ear, you know, like you have options. But we did decide to go ahead and do the tube. I just felt really at ease about it in there. When she was talking about it, I just thought, she said it's gonna be like, if they do both ears, which his is only the one ear, but if they do both, it's a 20-minute procedure. So we're looking at like, what, maybe 10 minutes probably. Could be a little more, but like a fast procedure. There's no IV involved. I thought there would be, because even small procedures I've had, I've always had to get an IV, and I hate that part. I don't even mind needles, but they can never start an IV for me, so I have like literally trauma from IVs. And that was kind of what I was afraid of for him, to be completely honest. But there won't be an IV, it's just sedation, like with the mask or whatever, so that'll be fine. He won't even know, honestly. I'm not gonna probably make a thing about that part. And there's not really any pain. She said like you wouldn't, I mean, I would think like you'd be a little sore or something at least, but she said like you won't need any pain medication, like you shouldn't feel anything basically after. And so it just really sounds like the easiest way to fix this problem, you know? Why not do it? The risks are just very minimal, and I think absolutely the benefit outweighs the risks. The risks are mainly only associated with anesthesia, and it's not even like a general anesthesia. It's not like there's no tube in the throat, there's none of that, so it's really not anything too severe. And I didn't know this, but she said if you weren't a child, they could actually just put tubes in your ear, like sitting in the chair in the doctor's office. Like, it's not really a big thing. It's just because a kid, obviously, if you moved or whatever, that could be really bad. So they sedate them. But anyway, that was kind of like, not really what I wanted to hear, but kind of what I figured I would hear. And at least that's an answer. Like, it's better than just being like, yeah, we have no idea, you know, good luck. And him still having this ear problem. Like, it's a pretty straightforward thing. Get a tube in his ear, 10 minutes later, it's gonna be, she said immediately it would relieve the pressure. So it's gonna be a little while just with insurance and things like that getting approved, but it'll probably be in April sometime. We're hoping early April we'll be able to do that. And so yeah, first one we can get in. We even said we'll drive a little bit further if we have to a different location if they can get us in sooner. So I want to get it done. Again, it's not anything that's like terrible or like ruining his life or anything, you know, but it's uncomfortable. And so he may even sleep better, you know, after he always kind of has this sleeping thing, and I don't know if maybe that could help him sleep better if his ear's not plugging. I don't know if that's affecting it. I don't know. Laying down makes it worse. I mean, it's hard to tell with a 3-year-old, so maybe this will help. But I really do think it's kind of come to like the worst part of it recently. I asked her what causes this, and she just said it's eustachian tube. What did she call it? Like defect, or what's the word? Eustachian tube dysfunction. That's the word. Eustachian tube dysfunction. And basically that tube that everybody has is like kinked up for him, and it's very common in kids. I know it's common in kids actually. I didn't know this. I have siblings that are a lot older than me, and my brother had this, and I didn't know that until the other day. But my family chat, they were just saying that when Justin, my brother, was about Zion's age, he had the same exact thing, and he had tubes put in, and he was great. So I mean, you know, it's very, very, very common. I know so many people get this, so not a big deal at all, but thankfully it's an easy fix. And then we went to get our passports done. The boys don't have passports. They're getting them, but they've never had a passport. And then I need to get mine renewed, and Manny's is fine. He didn't have to do anything, but that was really a treat, let me tell you. Lazarus's passport picture is probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. That child, he's just so different from how Zion has ever been, and that's not a negative thing. I mean, they're just both have their own personalities. Lazarus is definitely the kind of personality that he's not going to just give up for somebody, that's for sure. He's a fighter. That's one thing about him. And he's as sweet as can be, like literally one of the most loving kids I've ever met. Like, he is just sweet and loving and cuddly, but he's also a fighter, and if he doesn't want to do something, he's going to make it known. And they had given him, this was kind of the issue, they gave him a sucker when we got there, which that was nobody's fault. It was just like the guy's real nice at the front. He does that whenever we've gone in there. So he gave them a sucker. Well, obviously Lazarus is 16 months old, so he don't know that he's going to give it to me for a second, take his picture, and then get it back. I knew as soon as we gave him that sucker that this was not going to go well. It probably wouldn't have gone well either way, but the sucker really took us over the edge. But yeah, he gave him the sucker, and then I took it for a minute, and he would not stand. He was literally screaming. Manny had to put him on his shoulders, and that kind of worked, but the picture is literally hysterical. That's a memory right there for sure. And then Zion just stands up there. I mean, obviously he's 3.5, but let's not lie. Even when Zion was that age, he would have just taken the picture. I mean, he didn't cry like that. He just has such a different personality, which is why with the ears, I'm very like, I try to get Zion checked if he mentions anything like that. Like, because I know if he tells me something's wrong, it is. Like, I know it is. One time he mentioned his ear hurt. This has been a long time ago. He was probably Lazarus's age, and he was just saying ear. He might have been a little bit older, but he couldn't say very many words. It's like all he could say. And he was like saying that it hurt. He had learned how to say that. He was saying it hurt or something like that. I have a video. It's in a vlog actually. And I knew if he says that, it does. Like, he does not complain about things. Never has. As a newborn, he did not cry. Like, I really was concerned that, like, he would never cry if something was wrong. I even told that to a friend of mine. Like, I'm scared that if something's wrong with him, he won't cry. That was an actual concern. Like, imagine having a newborn that you think won't cry. That's how Zion is. And so when he was talking about his ears, like, I knew they're gonna say there's some serious fluid in there if he's mentioning it to me. He's just not a complainer about the way he feels or whatever. He's a tough kid. And so, you know, he kind of just goes with the flow. He's gonna do what he's gotta do and get it over with. So he just stood up there, took his picture, passport place, and got on with it. But anyway, they're just so incredibly different. And I feel like that's good because they're brothers, so they can kind of, you know, even each other out a little bit. And if Zion ever needs some help with anything, if somebody's being mean to him or something, Lazarus has got him, because Lazarus is not a kid to mess with. Good morning. So it is Thursday morning. We are gonna wrap up the vlog. Manny's gonna do some editing, and we're gonna get some things done around the house this morning. The boys are just kind of drinking their juice boxes and hanging out this morning. They usually just want to kind of get up and go for it, so I try to get them to just relax for a minute in the morning if I can. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you've had any experience with tubes in a kid's ears or anything like that. I actually was gonna tell Zion, and talk to one of his friend's moms last night from Indio. She was saying that her daughter has tubes in her ears, and I'm hearing a lot of really good reports from that, so I think it's gonna be good. So anyway, thanks for watching. Remember, you are incredible. Jesus loves you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.